English test. 75 questions. Directions. In the following 5 passages, portions of the passage are numbered and marked with an underline. On the right side of the page, you will find choices for alternatives to the underlined part. Unless otherwise indicated, select the choice that corrects the statement according to standard written English, provides a word choice that is most consistent with the style and tone of the surrounding text, or most clearly expresses the ideas presented. Choose No Change if the underlined portion is correct as is. Sometimes you will see a question above an answer choice that refers to the underlined part. In these cases, choose the best answer to the question. Some questions will be about a section of the passage or the whole passage rather than only a portion of the underlined words. These questions are identified by a number in a box. For each question, fill in the corresponding oval for the correct answer on your answer sheet. Read the passage as you go along. Keep in mind that for many of the questions, you must read around the underlined portion to determine the answer. Be sure to read before and after the underlined portion before you select an answer choice. Passage 1. Traveling Green. Every year I eagerly await my vacation time, and like most people who travel for fun, I love visiting new, faraway places, period. However, busy airports can cause harm to the environment, period. The clearing of natural habitats to add new airstrips and 1. Underline, runways, though, and underline, a necessary construction step, 2. Underline, destroy, and underline, the foraging and breeding patterns of the local animals, period. Unfortunately, that's just the beginning, period. Oftentimes people fly, usually taking multiple flights, to their chosen destinations, period. Air travel produces large quantities of CO2 emissions, 3. Underline, which, in time, and underline, contribute to global warming, period. Furthermore, at the airport, travelers spend a great deal of time in an environment of energy-dependent climate control, air conditioners and high-power heaters, 4. Underline, to stay, and underline, comfortable as they wait for their flights, period. Many times, 5. Underline, however, and underline, the very flights they await may have been delayed or even canceled, which causes passengers to waste even more energy passing time at the airport, period. As a result of the effects of climate change in recent decades, complex weather patterns have 6. Underline, assisted, and underline, even more flights, period. This cycle further damages the environment, period. 1. Box. Underline, question 7. We've, and underline, joined a popular movement of travelers here in Europe who study locomotive history and belong to a train enthusiast group called Trains Over Planes. Box 2. I then take my seat in the observation car and prepare to take in the sights, period. Box 3. A usually short trip can take many hours, nearly twice the time it would take to fly, period. Box 4. But question 8, underline, appreciated, and underline, the scenic journey through the countryside almost underline, like there, and underline, question 9, the adventure waiting at the destination itself, period. Box 5. Instead of booking a flight at a question 10, underline, nearby, and underline, airport, I find my way down to my local Eurostar station. Box 11. Period. Even through the tightest turns, the rumbling along the tracks, gently rocking the passengers, keeps me calm, period. Like, question 12, underline, me, and underline, wild animals stay away from, question 13, underline, airports, semicolon, and underline. I spy bears, horses, goats, and even the occasional reindeer, period. Rolling through the countryside, comma, witnessing winding streams and remote pastures strengthens my resolve to make traveling a bit greener, period. And the result of taking the extra time for the, question 14, underline, winding journey for many hours, question mark, and underline. Arriving, question 15, underline, at my destination knowing, comma, and underline. I have not harmed the beautiful scenery, exclamation point. I know there are no plane tickets in my near future, period. Question 1. A. No change. B. Runways though, comma. C. Runways though. D. Runways, comma, though. Question 2. No change, F. No change. G. Destroys. H. Have destroyed. J. Are destroying. Question 3. A. No change. B. In time, comma. C. It's these that, comma, in time, comma. D. Delete the underlined portion. Question 4. F. No change. G. Stay. H. Who stay? J. Stayed. Question 5. A. No change. B. On the other hand, comma. C. Nonetheless, comma. D. Delete the underlined portion. Question 6. Which of the following choices best characterizes the preceding sentence's description of how passengers can waste even more energy? F. No change. G. Hindered. H. Affected. J. Strengthened. 7. A. No change. B. They have. C. I've. D. Some will have. Question 8. F. No change. G. Appreciate. H. Did have appreciation of. J. Had appreciated. Question 9. No change. B. As. C. As much as. D. Similarity to. Question 10. If the author were to delete the underlined portion, the sentence would primarily lose F. An implication that the author lives not far from an airport. G. A reference to the author's favorite destination. H. An explanation that the author is focusing on airports. J. A suggestion that the author would rather live in Europe than anywhere else. Question 11. For the sake of logic and coherence of this paragraph, sentence 5 should be placed A. Where it is now. B. After sentence 1. C. After sentence 2. D. After sentence 3. 12. F. No change. G. Us, comma. H. Them, comma. J. We, comma. Question 13. A. No change. B. Airports but. C. Airports, comma. D. Airports. Question 14. F. No change. G. Winding, comma, several hour or so journey, question mark. H. Journey, question mark. J. Journey that takes several hours, question mark. 15. A. No change. B. At my destination knowing. C. At, comma, my destination knowing. D. At, comma, my destination, comma, knowing. End of passage 1. Passage 2. Jerry Pinkney, Triumph Illustrated. Jerry Pinkney, the first African American to win the Caldecott Medal in 2010, has illustrated over 100 children's books. Born in Philadelphia in 1939, this talented artist, question 16, underline, began his love affair with art by drawing on the walls of his bottom bunk as a small child, period, end underline. Some of Pinkney's most beloved books depict familiar fables and fairy, question 17, underline, tales, end underline. Aesop, Hans Christian Andersen, and the Brothers Grimm are only some of the folklorists, question 18, underline, whose stories get, end underline, into his books. As an example, The Lion and the Mouse is a wordless retelling of Aesop's fable about a lion who shows mercy to a lowly mouse who rudely awoke him, only to find himself rescued from hunters by the same little mouse. Question 19, underline. Incredible, comma, don't you think? Question mark, end underline. In The Little Match Girl, question 20, underline, Pinkney, comma, a recognized artist, comma, end underline, presents the time-worn tale of a little girl who is tasked with selling, question 21, underline, just, end underline, matches. When she does not sell any, rather than go home, she lights the matches to stay warm until she, question 22, underline, was to die, end underline, and is reunited with her grandmother. Number box 1. Pinkney's illustrations in John Henry elevate the legendary figure through the use of brilliant watercolors, an epic retelling, writes a reviewer, question 23, underline, in, and underline, Publishers Weekly, box 2. Each page features larger-than-life illustrations to enhance the story. Box 3. The book, celebrating John Henry's generous spirit, physical strength, unceasing will, and other, question 24, underline, qualities, end underline, inspires readers with the story of a life well lived and presents a role model for children of all backgrounds. Question 4 in a box. Although his illustrations occasionally explore the hardships of reality, question 25, underline, be it, and underline, racism, loss of life, or emotional tribulations, every piece of art is a testament to the human spirit. Number 5 in a box. That philosophy is perhaps best, question 26, underline, overtly articulated to be recognized, and underline, in his 1995 work, question 27, underline. The title of it is, and underline, The Man Who Kept His Heart in a Bucket. Number 6 in a box. In it, through a combination of watercolor and pencil scenes, Pinkney sketches emotional turmoil. Question 7 in a box. However, the underlying message in the illustrations is to give abundantly, to love fully, and, question 28, underline, openly sharing, and underline, with others. Question 8 in a box. The prolific Pinkney exemplifies that ideal exactly. Quote, my satisfaction comes from the marks on the paper, end quote, says the illustrator. Quote, and when it sings, it's magic, end quote. 29. Question 16. Given that each choice is true, which one concludes the paragraph with the strongest indication that Pinkney was so excited about art in his youth? F. No change. G. Sought to tell diverse stories through the use of watercolors, comma, pencil drawings, comma, and other illustrations in his children's books, period. H. Has collaborated with dozens of authors through a long and celebrated career that has lasted many years, period. J. Continues to give workshops around the country, comma, spending much energy especially on encouraging young people to create art. period. Question 17. A. No change. B. Tails, comma. C. Tails, period. D. Tails and. Question 18. F. No change. G. Whose stories get. H. Whom stories get. J. Stories of whom gets. Question 19. A. No change. B. Crazy, huh? C. Was it really true? D. Delete the underlined portion. Question 20. No change. G. Pickney, comma, whose recognitions are many, comma. H. Pickney, comma, who is frequently recognized, comma. J. Pinkney. 21. Given that each of the choices accurately reflects the story as illustrated by Pinkney, comma, which one it most clearly indicates what it is about the matches that make them difficult to sell? A. No change. B. Useful. C. Desirable. D. Unwanted. Question 22. F. No change. G. But dying. H. How she dies. J. Dies. Question 23. A. No change. B. In that. C. Namely. D. Delete the underlined portion. Question 24. F. No change. G. Qualities, dash. H. Qualities. J. Qualities, colon. Question 25. A. No change. B. It was. C. It will be. D. For instance, comma, it was. Question 26. F. No change. G. Articulated. H. Clearly overt for readers. J. Overtly presented to be seen. Question 27. A. No change. B. The name of the work is. C. By Jerry Pinkney, comma, which is called. D. Delete the underlined portion. 28. F. No change. G. An open sharing. H. Shared openly. J. To share openly. Question 29. The author desires to divide this paragraph into two paragraphs so that the first paragraph centers on Pinkney's illustrations in John Henry. The best place to begin the second paragraph would be at the beginning of sentence A. 3, B. 4, C. 5, D. 8. Question 30 asks about the preceding passage as a whole. Question 30. Suppose the writer's goal had been to write a brief essay focusing on an illustrator with a varied and popular body of work. Would this essay accomplish this goal? F. Yes, because it describes an illustrator and asserts that his most successful art is based on his personal experiences. G. Yes, because it describes an illustrator with many years of experience and many pieces of art, including award winners, to his name. H. No, because it describes the personal motivations of a specific illustrator but does not suggest that he was popular. J. No, because although it describes a popular illustrator, it does not provide specific publication details for each of his works. End of passage 2.